One-on-one on VOP TV. Thank you so much for being. All right, so today on One-on-One on VOP TV, we'll be having a special chat with Mr. Ibrahim Hussein Abdulkarim. I'm sure you may be wondering who he is, but let me give a bit of his political background before we move on to others. So he's the Director General of the Obi Dati Independent Campaign Council, and he's also the Director General of Big Tenth. But apart from that, he's got quite an impressive resume that if I start reading out all of it here, we'll not be able to finish with this conversation. But let me just, scratch the surface a little bit. He's an ICT strategist and a business development executive with practical expertise in the design and delivery of high-performance information and business processes improvement. Improvement solutions to address complex business problems. So now you see, not just that, he's also a graduate of geography from Bayero University, Kano, and managing director, chief executive officer of Easy GIS Limited. He specializes in social networking, geographical information systems, and crowdfunding and financial inclusion rather. That's what he is. So he's here with me in the studio, and I'm excited to have a little chat with him. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, my dear.
Thank you so much for obliging me this conversation.
We've
had a lot of chat off camera, and it's quite intriguing to have a conversation with you, right?
Thank you very much.
So I'm a big interested in the fact that you're involved in politics. Let's forget about your ICT. I'm sure my business guys would have dealt with that aspect, right? So let's look at you in politics. Yeah. What really inspired you to, delve into politics?
I think my jumping into politics is not just without a vision. I think in 2003, I tried to look at 2003. Let me be very clear.
2003.
That was 20 years ago.
Oh,
I was very
goodness.
young. Yeah, I was very young, and I was seeing people trying to participate in politics.
That's just about 4 years after our new democracy.
Of course.
Oh, wow.
So I've seen there's an opportunity for us to put up a vision for the country.
Okay.
So after the first tenure of, what was his name, Obasanjo, and I just look at the politicking. So I say, is it only about the politicking, or they will do the politics and also guide the nation towards a rebirth of a new country? Here we are today, 23 years after. We are even worse than where we are. Just simple. Because of what? What I realized that those days is that the issue of having a vision. Because I thought the parties and the individuals will push everybody, irrespective of tribe and religion, towards a vision, the way they call it the American dream. Is there any Nigerian
An ideology.
Dream? Any ideology where this is where exactly we want to take ourselves? Before we used to have what to be shown in 2010, for example. But now, do we have anything that if I wake up in the morning, I will say, this is my responsibility as Ibrahim to Nigeria. This is my responsibility to my family. This is my responsibility to my community. Then that gives me what is somebody will earn, the name citizen. Some of us are carrying the passport. We are carrying the INEC voters card. We are carrying everything that's supposed to be. But we are not feeling that internally that we are citizens. We're supposed to be part of the system to make the system work. So in that...
Why do you think so, though? Because America, just like you mentioned, they would rather say, think not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. So why don't you think that, we should think towards a direction of individuals thinking towards how they can better their country, Nigeria?
It has to be made, not like America, for example, because America don't have 500 dialects, don't have 250 tribes. They don't have these boastful church leaders and imams that we have in the country. They don't have the traditional...
Perhaps they do, but they just don't take religion, make religion a center of their polity.
They don't have 250 languages. I can show you that.
I know they don't, but I'm just saying that at least they still have their own diversity.
Yes.
But they make it work one way or the other.
We have differences. But what we are asking, and what God himself is asking on us, is that, can you manage your differences? So that what I have given you beneath your feet, the rare earth minerals, one of the best solid minerals in the country, one of the best hydro, what do you call it, waterways in the whole of the world, one of the best dams. My sister, we have almost...
Even though we keep having issues because of those dams.
Let me tell you, a lot of Nigerians don't know, we have almost get to 300 dams in this country. So
we will come to that conversation because that issue of dam, if we have that much dam, why do we have issue with just Cameroonian dam?
That's what I'm saying. It's not even the Cameroonian, but it's the food. If you say you have this number of dams, that's mean we're supposed to be feeding not Africa, but feeding the world.
Because there would have been constant irrigation,
yes,
right?
of course.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, of course. And we can reach 27 of our states into inland waterways. 27 out of 36.
So we shouldn't have crops that will be off-season.
For example.
Oh, whoa.
So, but because there is no that vision, today, what are we giving to the world? Forget about the petroleum product, the crude oil. Are we doing carrots, garbage, tomato, potatoes? What are we saying that, okay, we are taking this, for example, Colombia are doing bananas and giving the whole world banana. What do we have that we package?
Even the cashew nuts that we have a lot of.
What do we have?
So what do you think?
So it's the vision.
Oh,
that's why.
Do you think it's just a vision?
It's a vision. If we don't have purposeful leadership,
so who creates this purposeful leadership? Whose responsibility is it?
It's the responsibility of every Nigerian. But because we see leadership,
not the leaders.
Let me tell you, we see leadership in the eyes of tribal or religious lines. Let me give you an example.
But if they're like that, they can still work, can't they?
Let me give you an example.
Okay.
We are not seeing ourselves beyond just the way small politics. If Ishekiri and Ijo are fighting themselves, let's say, for example, in Bielsa.
Okay.
Once they have their own...
More like in Delta States, because that's where you have that
in Delta States.
Yes.
So once their own now is now going for a higher seat.
Like a presidency.
Or speaker, National Assembly. They will say it's from Bielsa.
Is it Bielsa
now,
or a Delta?
Now, if he's in Bielsa, he's either Ishekiri or Ijo. But when he is now going out, then he's now from Niger Delta. So the more you go up, for example, Ngozi Juela now, what do we think? She's not a Nigerian. Everybody happy. A Hausa man will be happy with her.
And we're proud that she's our export.
But if she comes back to Nigeria, I say she's going to contest for Nigerian president.
She's an Omo an Igbo woman.
She's now a woman. She's now a Igbo woman. So let me tell you, it's the mindset issue. The colonial masters and also the elite that are very lazy and don't want to work engineered our mindset to look at things just within the confine of how they want us. That's what they call it, just who is mine, who is close to me, who is the person I can relate to, you understand? Even though it is proven beyond reasonable doubt that having somebody from your own side will never translate to a development.
To good governance.
Because what we have seen that all the places that we have seen from Obasanjo to date, go and see the areas they are coming. They are not buying petrol cheaper. They are not buying rice cheaper. They are not having better schools than others.
Their people are not doing any better.
That's the problem. Look at Katsina today. They just have their son, just left the presidency.
They still have one of the highest rates of poverty in Nigeria.
Not even that. They have the highest number of kidnapping. One of my friends...
Out of school children too.
Out of school children too. I just posted a video on one of my timeline. If you see the number of young almajiris within a corner of a house, lining up just to collect what they will eat. These are young people that are going to grow up without love and care. And if somebody don't have love and don't have care, tell me where the empathy is going to come.
Okay, so there's a lot for us to talk about, in this conversation. But you mentioned solid minerals, and then recently there's been a lot of agitation. I mean, you're from northern Nigeria, and there's been a lot of silent talks, which even some leaders in northern Nigeria have raised in the past. That the major reason why you have a lot of crisis, insecurity in northern Nigeria is tied to the minerals in that part of the world. Do you agree to that?
Very well. I've seen it.
So are you now saying that
not somebody telling
that the insecurity in northern Nigeria is politicized?
Of course.
Oh wow.
Of course, everybody knows.
Oh wow.
Every day you can just do what is called investigative journalism. I will say it's a national television. Go to Kano put up somebody there that will put an eye. You'll see people coming with bars of gold, going to Dubai. Maybe through Saudi Arabia.
So that thing that was said about Nigerian gold being sold in Dubai and all that is
very
correct.
No, let me tell you, in Dubai they have what they call Nigerian gold souk. That's a market specifically for Nigerian gold, because it's one of the rare, very nice gold that is coming from Nigeria. Sometimes up to 24 carats coming from Nigeria. Today, if you want, let me tell you.
So what is the Ministry of Solid Mineral doing, for instance?
That way he's trying to do, but he comes from television, he said there's some powerful. That's
and
the word used.
People cannot be.
He said they are powerful, and he is the government. And he said, when he said they are powerful, I don't know what I would tell him, but that's what he told us. He said they are powerful. So
more powerful than you, the government.
I don't know. I don't know.
So do you really think that these people are just too big for the government to handle?
Not really.
You don't think
really.
So?
It's just like it's wee-wee.
Okay.
They know each other. They know themselves. They know what they are doing. Let me tell you. Okay. Still, you see helicopters flying in non-flying zone in Zamfara State, bringing weapons, if you can say it, and taking out whatever we want. I don't know what they are taking. If you go to one of my friends, is a House of Rep member, was telling me, he said in Nasarawa here, there is a place that even the escort of the Chinese Nigerians will step down for the Chinese only to go to that place. Nobody knows what they are mining there. In Wase, I can say the local government, in Wase local government, you can go and verify.
Of what state?
In Nasarawa State.
In Nasarawa State.
Yes. In Nasarawa Plateau, ba? Wase Plateau on Nasarawa. I don't know, I can't get the state very well, but it's other Plateau on Nasarawa. But what I'm saying is that these are even places that even Nigerian soldiers and police cannot go to that particular place. You know the reason? Because they are highly armed, and then still go to our ports here and do the same thing, what is called investigative journalism, and see what are the products that are inside those containers that are taken out of this country. Different names, different minerals taken out of this country, and nobody is saying anything.
All right.
And this gold is a gold belt. From Niger State to Zamfara to Katsina, they have
so it's an entire gold belt.
It's entirely gold belt. And
but we keep mentioning the Zamfara gold alone, though. So, like, don't pay attention to
it's in Kaduna.
And Niger with its big
Kaduna, in Birnin has been taken over by what is called Ansar. It's a group of people that they call themselves whatever name they call themselves, but they're known as Ansar. They can come to your house and just tell you that he wants to take over your wife, and you have to give him your wife.
Are you serious?
They come to you and tell you he's going to take over your daughter, and you have to give them your
That's
daughter.
the level of insecurity.
And
now,
when the army are leaving some of the areas that are occupied, the people follow them.
Oh, wow.
As people are, they say, why are you moving? They say, because if you leave, they are going to take us. And that's mean, even if they have not put up their flag the way they said about Boko Haram, go to those places in Niger
strong control.
And go to those places. You see some people, they are even carrying their, what they call it, AK-47, moving around in the market.
Okay, so very quickly, because time is against us, right? There's a lot to talk about this, but I'm very interested in understanding why, I know that you were part of the Say Baba campaign group since 2015, Buhari campaign group in 2015. And now in 2023 election, you supported P2B, right? So that's why you're the Director General of his campaign council. So I'm wondering, why the shift of mindset?
Yeah, because I'm looking for somebody that have focus.
Oh, wow.
Somebody that believe in Nigeria.
You did not think that your fellow northern brother?
No. I don't think even the group of people that even supported Buhari with his ministers understand what governance is all about and a vision for the country. I think they just came in based on the revelation we are seeing now. You just came in just to do. Do you not regret supporting P2B, understanding that he barely got any votes in the north, and all northerners are saying that he didn't get a vote in the north? I don't think he gets. No, he get a lot of votes from them.
Oh, you do believe? You're from Sokoto State.
Yes, I'm
so
from
you're saying that P2B got some votes in Sokoto State?
Got some votes. I have some polling units that I've even uploaded on my site where he won.
He won.
I have some in Kano where he won. I have some in Sokoto and also in Bauchi. See, when you talk about Nigeria, you understand, there is those that have been carried away by religious sentiments.
So you think that there are northerners who would have wanted someone from other tribes?
Of course.
Oh, wow.
There are some northerners that feel that it's a cause for the north to hold on to that power.
Oh, because
Some
it
people
hasn't been
say
serving
because
them well.
anytime it's not serving us well.
Oh.
Sometimes if it's not with us, like during the Obasanjo time, during that, it sometimes give more cohesive, that we come together, we can have a voice, we can talk at that moment. For example, the entire 8 years of Buhari, nobody is talking. But when Jonathan was in Health of Affairs, the imams,
backlash was back to
the
back,
imams
was
are
back to
talking,
back.
the imams are talking, traditional leaders are talking,
Even the Christian leaders were talking.
are talking. Because it's not from our
So,
side.
so now moving
but this
forward,
one we get this
moving
like
forward because of time, you know, I mean, you mentioned our diversity,
Yeah.
which I thought should have made us stronger.
Very.
Rwanda was able to move through
Yes.
it. I mean, they had their civil war in the 90s.
Yeah.
We had a civil war back in the 70s.
Yes.
And we're still letting that diversity come in the way of our progress. What can we do to ensure that we make do with this ethnicity and religion thing and move forward as a country?
what I always tell people, both the Igbos, the Hausa, and the Yorubas, I always tell them, I said, if those people that die during that time, including Sardana and others, if to say their death has bring us together and built a nation that nobody has ever seen in the world, they will say it's better that they have done the sacrifice. You understand? But today, to see us at the same line, the same direction, the same mindset, the same abusing each other, then they said, what is it worth them dying for the country?
Okay, so moving forward, just a final question.
So,
do you see Peter be contesting for 2027?
Of course,
Do you
we are
think he'll
here, we
win?
are pushing
Because
him.
President Tinubu is going to contest. Atiku has said
No,
he's contesting.
let
Do
me
see him
tell you,
winning?
in Hausa, there's what we call jikimagai. There's sometimes, even you yourself, you know that you have offended yourself. You can see one thing everybody will testify with Mr. Peter Obi is that, one, he is coming from the private sector, so he knows how to deal. We know what he did in Anambra State. One thing we know about him is that cost of governance, us that work together with him, move together with him, we know how his mind is.
So you're sure he can reduce the cost of government?
Of course, cost of government, because it's one of the things that is the main bottleneck.
Look at our budget right now.
Yeah,
the monies we're spending. I mean, look at our convoy.
You can see our
a big power convoy.
You see, when we go to when we went to Dubai, you can see. You see. So this is cost.
So you mean that there will be no item
cost
sevens,
of government.
item sevens in your trips?
No, on our trip, what we also see is that if you tell Nigerians to buckle up and you tell them to sacrifice, you as a leader, you have to show the sacrifice.
So you lead by example.
You lead by
Thank
example.
you so much.
And every other person will follow. And we are following him.
Thank
and
you.
we know, by the special grace of God, he will give us that new Nigeria. Because we want to test another. We have seen different parts of this country at the hands of affairs.
So are you not seen as an outcast of some sort for you to even support?
No, actually,
Okay,
let me tell you what we believe. Let me tell you, in
there's
the
no time in
north,
10 seconds if you can do that. Go ahead.
in the north,
10
we
seconds.
believe we have to build this country. And then it's the north that is pulling everybody down because
You
of
are
lack
saying that as a
yeah,
northerner?
because of lack of education. The elite are not helping others to move forward. I think we have to remove that jinx, you understand, to unleash the north. If we unleash the north on agriculture, on education, on sport, on entertainment, you'll be surprised how the whole system will spring up and everybody will start to
This
catch
is
up.
a food for thought. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim Abdulkarim.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Ibrahim Abdulkarim is the Director General of Dati Independent Campaign Council, and it's been such an exciting conversation. Thank you for being in our studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And that's it. Stay tuned for more programs coming our way. Stay with us. I could talk with you for 2 hours. Do you know that? I could chat with you for 2 hours.
No longer news that the NNPC held plan to increase